How's it going, guys? This is Holly with Grindworx, and today we are going to be looking at the top 5 searched knives on Grindworx. So basically what this means is that I've pulled data from the site that shows me what you guys were searching for last year. And this is it. So first on the list we have a Lightning Elite OTF. Technically, let me be honest, you've been searching a lot for Lightning OTF knives in general, which, no surprise, we often have great stock and we always have great prices on these knives, so no surprise that we're one of the primary sources for these knives. But this one right here is the Elite version, which is $34.99 on the site right now. We got 8 inches total length. A lot of the specs are the same as the original Lightning OTF, so we got a 3¼ inch blade. This particular one is the drop point style with a 2-tone finish. It also comes in satin or just a full black finish, serrated, tanto. Yeah, just go look at the Lightning OTF category on the site and you'll see that there's just about every combination of blade finishes and styles that you could want. We've also got a cast aluminum handle. This one is in a nice subtle tan color. I think some people call that coyote. Maybe coyote's more of a brown. You'll have to let me know. Is this coyote or is this just tan? You tell me in the comments. We've got 4.13 ounces, and then we have a tip-down carry pocket clip that has the Lightning Elite logo on it. This knife is just simple, durable, affordable, easy to find. It's a great fidget knife, so it's pretty dang popular, even among knife enthusiasts who prefer, should we say, higher quality. Because there's no beating around the bush. This is on the lower end of the spectrum as far as the quality you can get for OTF knives, but for what it is and what it can do, how good the action is, how well they hold up over time, it's a fantastic value. So no surprise that you guys have been looking for that one. Next we have the AKC F16 OTF, another really popular budget OTF knife we have on the site. This one runs right around $60. Like the Lightning, it's 8 inches long. It has a slightly longer blade though. This is 3.375 inches, and it comes in a 440A steel. This particular one is the bayonet style in a satin finish, but kind of like the Lightning, it does come in some other variations like a spear point, a dagger. But like the Lightning, it comes in some other variations like a dagger style, as well as, black finishes, 2-tone, that sort of thing. Again, an aluminum handle, but this one has a grippy insert, and I always forget the name of this, so please drop that in the comments. I always think of it as skateboard texture, but I know it has a specific name. But that really is an awesome feature to have because it locks your grip in. It's right where your fingers are going to be contacting the handle, so it helps make that grip really strong and solid. This one is 3.15 ounces, so a little lighter weight than the Lightning Elite, which is something I really like. We also have a tip-down, sort of deep carry style pocket clip for convenient carry there. And what I personally love about this knife is the really streamlined design. This design was, if you didn't know, was inspired by the fighter jet, therefore F-16. So that's a really cool choice. I especially love the orange firing button on that one. Just a nice little touch. Then, okay, this is going to be a little bit different. You guys haven't really been searching for this knife in particular, but one of the most common search terms on the website is pink. Y'all are looking for pink knives. So I grabbed a pink knife right here. This is the Firework Mini OTF. It's only $15.99 on the site. We've got 5¼ inches in total length with a 2-inch blade, tanto style, satin finish, have a nice aluminum handle here. Love the width on this. Only 1.42 ounces, so nice and lightweight. And there is no pocket clip, but it does come with a lanyard hole, so makes a great keychain knife. And like I was saying, I really appreciate the wide handle on this. If you don't know, if you haven't been watching these videos previous to this one, I really like chunky knives. Like when the knife is smaller, I prefer for it to be as chunky as possible. I mean, a chunkier blade's going to be more functional. Chunkier handle's going to fill your palm and have a much better just feel much more solid in your hand. So it makes it feel more practical than, say, the Firecracker or the Coffin Blaster Mini OTFs, which are also some popular smaller OTFs that we have on the site. But I would say this one is the winner for me. And I mean, I'm generally not a fan of pink, but I kind of like that magenta colored handle. It's a fun little knife, nice and fidgety. Next up, we have the Titan OTF. This very much falls in the same category as the Lightning, as just a really affordable but fun double action OTF knife. It's a little bigger and a little heftier. It's 8.5 inches long. We've got a 3¼ inch blade, so actually same blade size, just a little more handle, I guess. This particular one, this is a dagger style, so double-edged, in a black finish. And same rule applies, comes in a lot of different finishes and blade styles. We've got aluminum handle. This one also has an insert, but in this case, it's this really cool simulated carbon fiber, which I think is, adds some really cool visual interest that you don't necessarily get with the Lightning. So if you want a little more bling on yours, that's one way you could go. There's also another model that comes in a lot of different colors that includes this skateboard stuff I was talking about, to really lock your grip in. And then you can see there we do have a glass breaker, pommel glass breaker, with a deep carry pocket clip, and it looks as though you may be able to reverse that clip if you would like. But don't take my word for it, I've never tried. So this one runs $34.99, same price as the Lightning Elite OTF. And I forgot to mention the weight. This is 4.53 ounces. So a little heftier than the Lightning, but not by much. Not really much to make a difference. It does have a very similar feel to the Lightning, but I will say, especially in comparison to the Lightning Elite, which is just a little bit of a step up from the original Lightning. It's got a more solid, secure feeling action. This Titan can feel a little bit rattly in comparison, and I don't know if you can tell from the sound. It's got much more twang to it than you'll hear from the Lightning Elite. So if that's something that bothers you, I would definitely steer you towards the Lightning. Last, okay, I know you guys have probably been eyeing this the whole time because it's a departure from everything else on the table, but I need to give you a little disclaimer. You may or may not have noticed that Italian-style knives are incredibly hard to get your hands on right now, and that is true. The pandemic really disrupted suppliers and disrupted shipping, made it really hard to get these. So when we do get them, we tend to get them in small quantities, and they're very desirable, so they go fast. So I'm just going to warn you right now, I did manage to get my hands on this to film this video, but by the time you see this video, this may not be on the site anymore. And I know that's a disappointment. Trust me, we are doing everything we can to try and remedy that. So hopefully, some of that will improve and we'll be able to get some better stock on our Italians. So this right here, this is the Frank B 9-inch dark horn stiletto. It's just under $100, $98.99. Last I checked on the site. We got a total length of 9 inches. We've got a beautiful 4-inch bayonet blade with a flat grind and a nice polished finish. We have acrylic handle scales that simulate dark horn. This is not genuine dark horn. If you're going to go for actual authentic materials on your Italians, that's going to drive up the price quite a bit. It's got the classic nickel silver bolsters with brass liners and brass pins. So it's definitely got the look of those high-end authentic Italian knives. Stays very true to that traditional design. The action is great. And the lockup, I mean, it snaps right open, locks up well. Oh, this is why people love stilettos. I love that the bolster lock isn't difficult to disengage. All of this feels very smooth. So definitely fun to open and close. Just a beautiful beautiful knife. So if you are interested in Italians, I would definitely recommend getting a Frank B. They're a well-known name in the Italian style knife world. So there you have it, guys. These are the top 5 searches on Grindworx, at least as of 2020. If I had to choose a favorite, I would say the F16 for practicality, because it's solid, the action is great, it's good quality, but it's not going to break the bank. But for fun, I would definitely say the Firework. This is a fun little knife for me, and you know I like to collect those little fidgety knives. So I'd love to hear from you guys. Which of these do you think you would add to your collection? And what are you searching for most right now when it comes to knives? If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Check out these other awesome knife videos we've got for you, and jump on the website, because this is just scratching the surface of what we have to offer there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.